Credibility, promoting media literacy, yo. Oh, the way to go. Come, oh, the way to go. ComWeek, for creativity, reciprocity, for effectivity.
Abiodun Alade, communication expert, talk to us.
Thank you. So permit me to stand on the established protocol, but especially I will also want to recognize His Eminence. I've had the privilege of interviewing and also editing story about him during my days as a journalist, as an editor with Vanguard and Daily Trust. So, sir, I want to appreciate you for all the good work that you are doing. And I also want to appreciate the Prof for that eloquent presentation. Prof, you have widened our knowledge about AI. And I think what Prof has done is something that we all have to go back to again and read all over again. If the presentation can be made available, we have to go back to actually understand the import of what Prof have said this morning, and to all the panelists that have made their contribution. And so, how can AI support faith-based organization? So that is one area that I'm going to actually intervene. Just like the Prof told us, that when Jesus said that we should go to the world and preach the gospel, the cyberspace is now part of that world for us as believers. And because the cyberspace is part of our world, we need to actually employ the technology which despite the cyberspace understand. So one of the areas that we can use AI for our group is number one, we can use it to develop social media content. There are some content that are specially meant for the social media. And with the help of the AI, you can come up with content that will be tailored toward the audience that you have on the social media. For instance, if you use the ChatGPT, you can simply just ask and say, give me a social media post on holiness, and it's going to give you so many examples. So all you just need to do is to personalize it, to now look at a way to actually make it to have more meaning. And also, you can also use it to repurpose sermons. Now, for those of us that will work in the media space, we know that people no longer have that attention span to listen to sermon of 60 minutes, 120 minutes. So with AI, you can actually command your AI and say, okay, this is a sermon that is maybe 2,000 words long. Just like the presentation of Prof, if I can get the Microsoft format, I can ask AI and say, can you reduce this for just 500 words? And I'm going to have that. And with that, you can actually reach more people because it will be able to shorten it. And you can also do it maybe for visual, for audio, and for video. So that is also one area that we can also, and you can also suggest blog post articles. What are the ideas? What are the things that we want to post on our blog, on our website? So AI is also a good way to actually generate ideas, not to write, but we can use it to generate the ideas, to ask what are the type of ideas, what are the things that people want to read, because it is based on algorithm. It has been able to simulate data, so and it is aware of what people want to read. So it can actually give you the ideas and say, okay, people want to read about righteousness, they want to read about holiness and all this. So you can then begin to tailor your post in that area, and you can also use it to personalize content. Because, for most of us that we do Google search, you notice that sometimes after you have made some random search, then adverts that are related to that keep popping up on your browser. It's because the AI has been able to capture that this person is interested in getting a new phone. So then you keep seeing adverts that are related to phones. So it is also the same way for us to be able to generate personalized content for believers. So if a believer has been searching about, for instance, about the gospel of Jesus, he has been searching about that. So with the use of AI, we can personalize a content that will be tailored towards that person. We can also use it to generate images. So maybe you are not a graphic artist, you don't know how to do the design, you don't know how to, you want to design a flyer, AI can actually be used for that. So there are some AI tools where you can just tell him and say, okay, we're going to have this program, these are the people that we're going to have on the panel, so design a flyer for this, and it's going to do that for you. So AI can also do that. AI can also help us to convey complex theological and historical content. Now, there are some theological concepts in the Bible that for people that are not believers, it might be difficult for them to actually understand. But with the use of AI, you can tell the AI to actually simplify it, and the AI will be able to do it in a way that will be simpler than maybe what the evidence will have preached, but in a more, more like in a language of the youth that they will be able to actually understand. In fact, there's a testimony about a YouTuber, Siraj Vaval, who claimed that he became a believer after he spoke with AI Jesus. There is actually an AI Jesus whom you can speak to, that you can ask questions. You can ask him question and say, Jesus, I'm facing this. Can you advise me? And he's going to speak to you. It has been automated. And he actually said that was how he became a believer. So these are things that I think the body of Christ needs to actually look at. Like I said, AI can answer questions. There is no question that you put on AI tools that they cannot answer. No question at all that the AI cannot answer. Also, you can also use it to automate tasks. There are some tasks that we do that are routine, that we do them like maybe every day. So there is a way we can use the AI to actually automate some of those tasks so that you don't have to do them, so that you can concentrate on the more urgent tasks. So these are some of the ways that we can actually use them. AI and counseling. Yes, AI can actually do the work of a counselor. In fact, there is a study that was done in the US, and it was discovered that most youth now are now turning to AI to actually advise them on relationship, on family issue, on their career. And that is why I agree with Prof. That communication is not about spreading of information, it's about spreading love. And that is why faith-based organization, we need to ask ourselves the critical question: are we just spreading information, or we are spreading love? So if our youth begin to ask AI about their relationship, it shows that we have created a vacuum where they no longer trust our knowledge, or where they have not seen the love in us to be able to confide in us. And that will take me to some of the ethical issues that we need to start addressing. Just as we know that AI is based on available algorithm, it's based on the data that has been supplied to the machine. The machine on its own cannot think. The machine on its own, just like Prof said, cannot think. So if the algorithm that we have is biased, the information that we are going to get will also be biased. And that is why I think faith-based organizations need to think of how we can populate data that are genuine. AI is not a fact-checking tool. AI does not know what is false from what is true. AI is based on the information, the data that it has been supplied. So if the data is false, but that is what has been populated on the machine will obviously give it back to you. So I think faith-based organizations need to take it more seriously to make sure that we populate the correct information about our faith, so that when the machine is being fed, it can be fed with the right information. And I think this is very important for the future of our youth. Well, I'm a youth pastor with the Gospel Faith Mission International, and that was why I was so much interested when I was giving this invitation, because I know this is what we need to do. Especially, for instance, like I made mention of, our youth are beginning to ask AI about their relationship. If the information that they get are false, they will follow that line, that path. If they ask information about Jesus and the information is false, they will believe it. So I think we have a responsibility as a body of Christ to ensure that we populate the AI with the right info. And I think these are some of the things that we can do that will help us. So thank you so much. Thank you for the time.
Communicate is sacred. For synodality, for ability, for community, for connectivity, compatibility, promoting media literacy. Show the way to go. Come, show the way to go. Come week, for creativity.